My name's Ethan Caldwell, and I'm just a regular guy from Ohio, trying to keep my head above water. I'm 29, married to my wife, Sarah, for 4 years now, together for 6. I've got this speech thing, been tripping over my words since I was a kid. Doctors called it a stammer, said it might fade, but it never really did. It's worse when I'm rattled, better when I'm calm, but it's always there, like a shadow I can't shake. Sarah used to call it cute, said it made me real. That's what I thought, anyway, until last Thanksgiving. We'd been rocky for a while before that day. Nothing big, just little stuff piling up. Sarah snapping at me over dumb things, like leaving dishes in the sink, or her spending hours scrolling her phone, giggling at messages she'd hide when I got close. I figured it was just life stress, you know? She works in marketing, always chasing deadlines, and I'm a mechanic at a local garage, so we're both beat most days. Plus, her family's big on holidays, real particular about how things should go. I chalked her mood up to that. Thanksgiving was at her parents' place, a 2-hour drive from our apartment in Columbus. Her dad, Roger, is this loud, retired contractor who loves his beer and his opinions. Her mom, Diane, is quieter, fusses over the food. Then there's Sarah's brother, Nate, 32, who's got a wife and a kid and thinks he's God's gift to business. I've always felt like an outsider with them, like I'm auditioning for a part I'll never get. Roger's got this habit of cutting me off mid-sentence, which makes my stammer worse, and Sarah usually jumps in to help by finishing my words. Used to think she was being sweet. Now I'm not so sure. We got to their house around noon, and everything seemed fine at first. Diane was in the kitchen, turkey smell filling the place. Roger was glued to the TV, yelling at some football game. Nate was showing off his new SUV in the driveway, bragging about the deal he got. Sarah was weird on the drive over. Kept checking her reflection in the visor mirror, touching up her lipstick like she was headed to a photo shoot. I didn't think much of it then, but looking back, it was a clue. Dinner started okay. We're all around this big oak table, passing mashed potatoes and green beans, making small talk. Then Nate asks me about my job, says he heard the garage might be closing down. I start to answer, explaining how we're actually doing all right, picking up some new clients for custom work. My stammer kicks in, always does when I'm on the spot. Words catch in my throat like they're stuck in mud. We're Gigi getting some new, contracts for custom bikes. I manage. That's when Sarah does it. Out of nowhere, she starts mimicking me, but not subtle. She goes full-on cartoon, dragging out the stutters, making her voice all shaky. Oh, we're Gigi getting some BB bikes, huh? She's got this grin, like it's the funniest thing in the world, and she even throws in a head bob, like I'm some broken toy. The table goes dead quiet for a second. Then Roger lets out this big, booming laugh, slaps his knee like it's a comedy show. Nate smirks, his wife looks away, and Diane just stares at her plate, poking at her stuffing. I feel my face burn, but I try to laugh it off, you know? What else can you do, sitting there with your wife's family staring? I force a smile, hoping it'll pass, but Sarah's not done. She leans forward, eyes locked on me, and says, "Look at him, trying so hard to get a sentence out. Maybe we should just write it down for him, save us all some time." Roger high-fives her across the table, says, "That's my girl." Diane shifts in her seat, but doesn't say a word. Nate chuckles, mutters something about me needing a reset button. I mumble an excuse about needing air and head to the kitchen with a stack of plates. Standing there, scraping cranberry sauce into the trash, I hear them still laughing in the dining room. Roger's voice carries, saying I'm too soft to stand up for myself, and Sarah pipes up, right? It's like he's not even trying. My stomach twists. I'm not just embarrassed, I'm gutted. The drive home's a blur. Sarah's on her phone the whole time, tapping away, smiling at whatever's on her screen. I don't say a word, just grip the wheel and stare at the road. When we get back to our place, I finally bring it up. "That thing at dinner, Sarah, that hurt. Why'd you do that?" She rolls her eyes, tosses her purse on the couch. "God, Ethan, it was a joke. Don't be so dramatic. You're always making everything a big deal." I try to push back, say it wasn't funny, but she cuts me off. "Maybe if you didn't stammer so much, people wouldn't notice. Ever think of that?" I don't sleep that night. Her words keep looping in my head. Her laugh, Roger's high five, the way she looked at me like I was less than her. It's not just that moment, though. It's all the time she's brushed me off, the way she talks over me at parties, the excuses she makes when we're supposed to hang out with my friends. I start wondering if she's been laughing at me this whole time, just waiting for a crowd to show off. The next morning, I'm up early, making coffee, when her phone lights up on the counter. She's still asleep, but the notification catches my eye. It's from her friend Jenna. That clip of Ethan at dinner is gold. Roger's laugh sent me. My heart stops. A clip? I don't touch her phone, didn't need to. I know what it means. She recorded me, sent it around for kicks. When she wakes up, I ask her about it, keeping my voice steady. She shrugs, says, "It's just my group chat. Relax. Nobody cares." But her eyes dart away, and I know there's more. That's when I start digging. I'm not proud of it, but I check our shared cloud drive, where our phones back up photos and videos. Takes me a couple days, but I find it. A folder labeled Random full of clips of me stammering. Not just Thanksgiving, but months back. Me trying to order at a drive-thru, talking to a neighbor, even practicing a toast for my buddy's wedding. She's added captions, error 404, words not found, or buffering, please wait. There's messages too, one she backed up, between her and Jenna, her and Roger, even some with Nate. They're all ripping into me, how I'm awkward in public, how she's stuck with me. One text to Jenna says, sometimes I just say he's got a condition so people don't ask. I'm done. I know I gotta get out, but I'm not rushing it. I've seen enough TV to know you don't just storm off, you plan. So I start. I open a new bank account, move small bits of cash from our joint one, nothing she'd notice. I rent a storage unit across town, paid in cash, and start stashing copies of important stuff, tax forms, my birth certificate, even my grandpa's old watch. I meet with a divorce lawyer, real quiet, and she tells me to act normal while I sort things out. So I do. I smile when Sarah talks about next summer's plans, nod when Roger calls to brag about his golf game, pretend everything's fine when all I can hear is her voice at Thanksgiving, calling me broken. It's been a week since I found those videos, and I'm sleeping in the guest room now, saying my back's acting up. Sarah doesn't care, she's too busy with her phone or out with friends. I'm looking at apartments, small places near the garage, somewhere she'd never look. Every night, I lie awake, picturing that dinner, her smirk, Roger's laugh, the way they all saw me as a punchline. But I'm not that guy. My stammer's part of me, sure, but it's not all of me. And Sarah? She's not gonna define me either. I'm meeting the lawyer again tomorrow, and I'm ready to pull the trigger soon. The lease on our place is up in 6 weeks, and I'm aiming to be gone before then. Got my eye on a one-bedroom near work, nothing fancy, but it'll be mine. I keep thinking about what I'll say when I leave, how I'll finally speak without tripping over a single word. For now, I'm just keeping my head down, planning my escape, and holding on to what's left of my pride. Anybody out there been through something like this? I could use some advice on staying steady while I get my life back. It's been 2 weeks since that Thanksgiving mess, and I'm still reeling, but I'm not just sitting around feeling sorry for myself. My name's Ethan Caldwell, 29, mechanic from Columbus, Ohio, and I'm working on getting out of a marriage that's turned sour. My wife, Sarah, mocked my stammer in front of her whole family, recorded it, and shared it with her friends like I'm some kind of joke. Found out she's been doing that for months, videos of me struggling to talk, text with her dad, Roger, and her friend Jenna, all laughing at me. I'm done, but I'm doing this right. No rash moves, just a plan to walk away with my head held high. After finding those videos on our cloud drive, I knew I couldn't stay. Not just because of the hurt though, man, it stings, but because I don't even recognize Sarah anymore. The woman who called my stammer cute, when we met 6 years ago at a dive bar, dancing to some old Springsteen song, is gone. Or maybe she was never there, and I was too blind to see it. Either way, I'm not sticking around to find out. I've been busy, keeping things quiet while I get my ducks in a row. First thing I did was meet with that divorce lawyer again, a woman named Carla who's got this no-nonsense vibe I like. She's got an office downtown, smells like coffee and old books. Told me to keep acting normal at home so Sarah doesn't suspect anything. Don't tip your hand, she said. Document everything, finances, assets, what's yours versus hers. So that's what I'm doing. I've been taking pictures of bank statements, our lease, even the title to my old pickup truck, which is in my name only. Thank God. I scan them on my lunch break at the garage and upload them to a new email account Sarah doesn't know about. Feels like I'm in some spy movie, but it's just my life now. Money's tricky. Sarah and I share a checking account for bills, rent, all that. I can't just pull everything out, that'd raise flags, and Carla says it could look bad in court. So I'm siphoning off small amounts, nothing crazy. $50 here, $100 there, calling it work expenses or gas. I opened a new account at a credit union across town, one Sarah's never heard of. Got about $800 saved so far, enough to cover a deposit on a new place if I'm careful. I also rented a storage unit, this tiny 5 by 5 space out near the highway. Paid cash, used my mom's maiden name for the paperwork. I've been sneaking stuff there, my tools, some clothes, a box of old vinyl records my dad gave me. Things Sarah wouldn't notice missing but mean something to me. The garage where I work, Tommy's Auto, is my lifeline right now. It's a small shop, maybe 10 of us total, fixing cars, doing oil changes, some custom work on bikes. My boss, Tommy, is a good guy, doesn't care about my stammer as long as I get the job done. I've been picking up extra shifts, saying I need the cash for Christmas gifts. Truth is, I'm banking every penny for the move. Found a potential apartment, a one-bedroom in a brick building near the shop. It's got creaky floors and a view of a parking lot, but the landlord, Mike, seems decent. Said I could move in next month if I want. I'm tempted, but I'm waiting for Carla's green light. Home's the hardest part. I'm still in our apartment, sleeping on the couch now, telling Sarah my back's acting up from work. She barely blinks, too caught up in her phone or her marketing job, always talking about some big campaign she's pitching. I cook dinner, do the laundry, smile when she rambles about her day, all while my chest feels like it's caving in. Every time she laughs at a text or steps out for drinks with the girls, I wonder who's seeing another video of me tripping over my words. But I don't confront her, not yet. Carla says timing matters, and I trust her. Something else came up, though, and it's got me thinking. Sarah works at this fancy marketing firm, Caldwell and Company, ironic name, no relation. I used to think it was cool we both had jobs in the same neighborhood, made it easy to carpool sometimes. But last week, I'm at the garage, and Tommy mentions he's doing some work for Caldwell's fleet of company cars. Says they're behind on payments, been dodging invoices for months. I don't say much, just nod, but it sticks with me. Later, I'm at home, and Sarah leaves her work laptop open on the kitchen table while she's in the shower. I don't snoop, swear I don't, but a notification pops up, an email from her boss about discrepancies in her expense reports. My gut twists. Is she pulling something shady at work? I don't know, but I file it away, tell myself to keep an eye out. I'm starting to see things I missed before. Like how Sarah always takes over when we're out with her friends, answering for me if I start to stammer. Used to think she was helping, but now I'm thinking she was embarrassed. Or the way she'd cancel plans with my buddies, saying she had a headache, but then go out with Jenna an hour later. Even little stuff, like how she'd sigh when I'd practice speaking slower to manage my stammer. It wasn't support, it was annoyance. How did I not see this? The other night, I'm lying on the couch, staring at the ceiling, and I replay Thanksgiving again. Sarah's fake stutter, Roger's laugh, the way Nate smirked like I was some loser. But there's this other memory, too, from years ago. My dad, before he passed, teaching me to fix a carburetor when I was 15. I was frustrated, kept stammering when I tried to ask questions. He just waited, never rushed me, then said, "Ethan, your words might take their time, but your hands know what they're doing. That's what counts." I'm holding on to that now. My stammer doesn't make me less, it's just a thing I deal with. Sarah's the one who's less, and I'm not letting her drag me down. Tomorrow, I'm checking out that apartment in person, and I've got another meeting with Carla to go over finances. The lease on our place is up in a month, and I'm aiming to be out before then. I don't know what'll happen when I finally leave. Will Sarah beg, yell, pretend it never happened? Doesn't matter. I'm not doing this for her. I'm doing it for me, for the guy who's still got some fight left, who's ready to fix his own life like it's a busted engine. One step at a time. If anyone's got tips on keeping your cool when you're planning something like this, I'm all ears. It's a weird road, and I'm just trying to stay steady. I'm Ethan Caldwell, 29, a mechanic from Columbus, Ohio, trying to rebuild my life one wrench turn at a time. It's been 3 weeks since Thanksgiving, when my wife, Sarah, turned my stammer into a punchline at her family's dinner table, mocking me in front of her dad, Roger, her mom, Diane, and her brother, Nate. Then I found out she'd been recording me for months, videos of me tripping over words, shared with her friend Jenna and even Roger, captioned with crap like speech failure detected. I'm done with her, but I'm playing it smart, planning my exit so I walk away clean. Things are moving forward, but something new's come up, and it's making this mess even uglier. I've been sticking to the plan I laid out with my lawyer, Carla. She's got me acting like everything's normal at home while I sort out money, papers, and where I'm gonna land. I'm still sleeping on the couch, blaming a sore back from work, and Sarah doesn't seem to care. She's either glued to her phone or out late, saying she's got work stuff or drinks with Jenna. I nod along, cook her favorite spaghetti, even ask about her day, but it's like I'm playing a role in someone else's movie. Inside, I'm counting down the days till I'm free. The financial stuff's coming together. I've moved about $1,200 to my new account now, small transfers Sarah hasn't noticed. Our joint account's still got enough for rent and bills, so she's not suspicious. I'm keeping receipts for everything: coffee runs, gas, even a new pair of work boots, making sure it looks legit. My storage unit's filling up, too. Added my high school yearbooks, a leather jacket I've had forever, and a couple of my dad's old fishing rods. I drive out there after work when Sarah thinks I'm running errands. Feels weird, hiding pieces of my life, but it's gotta be this way. Work's my anchor. Tommy's Auto, where I fix cars and build custom bikes, keeps me sane. I'm good with my hands, always have been. Engines don't care if I stammer, they just need to run right. Tommy's been giving me extra hours, and I'm saving every dime. The apartment I checked out last week? It's a go. Signed the lease yesterday, a one-bedroom near the garage with peeling paint but a decent kitchen. Landlord Mike's letting me move in early if I need to, no extra charge. I'm aiming for 2 weeks from now, right before our current lease is up. I keep picturing it, my own space, no one laughing when I talk. But here's where things get messy. I mentioned before that Sarah works at Caldwell and Company, a marketing firm downtown. No relation to me, just a weird coincidence. My garage does some work for their company cars, oil changes, tire rotations, that kind of thing. Tommy's been grumbling about their late payments, but yesterday he pulls me aside after lunch. Says he got a call from their office manager, guy named Paul, asking about an invoice for a car Sarah drives. Apparently, she's been charging personal mileage to the company, weekend trips, errands, stuff that ain't business. Paul's sniffing around, and Tommy's pissed because it's making us look sloppy. I don't say much, just nod and get back to swapping a radiator, but my mind's racing. That email I saw on Sarah's laptop last week about discrepancies in her expense reports? This fits. I'm not digging through her stuff, that's a line I won't cross, but I can't ignore what's falling in my lap. Later, I'm at home, and Sarah's in a mood, slamming drawers, muttering about work being a nightmare. I ask what's wrong, casual-like. And she snaps, "Nothing you'd understand, Ethan. Just stay out of it." Then she grabs her phone and storms out, saying she's meeting Jenna. I'm left wondering how deep this goes. It's not just work stuff, either. I'm seeing Sarah different now, like a fog's lifted. The way she hogs conversations at parties, cutting me off if I start to stammer. How she'd ditch plans with my buddy Derek, saying she was tired, then post pictures online at some bar with her crew. Even small things, like her rolling her eyes when I'd practice speaking slow to keep my words steady. I used to think she was stressed, maybe embarrassed for me. Now I'm thinking she was ashamed of me, period. Those videos she took, the text with Roger calling me pathetic, that's who she is. And I'm done pretending it's okay. I'm keeping Carla in the loop. Met her this morning, brought a folder of everything I've got, bank statements, screenshots of our lease, even a list of what's mine in the apartment, down to the coffee maker I bought last year. She's impressed, says I'm making her job easy. Told me to start thinking about what I want in the divorce. Alimony's not likely, since we both work, but we'll split the joint account 50-50. The apartment's the trickiest part. Our lease is in both names, but it's up soon, so I'm planning to bolt before we're locked in another year. Carla says don't confront Sarah yet. Let her think everything's fine till I'm ready to file. So I'm playing along, but it's eating me up. Last night, I'm at the storage unit, dropping off a box of tools, and I find myself sitting on the concrete floor, staring at my dad's fishing rods. He died when I was 22, heart attack out of nowhere. He'd always say my stammer didn't matter, that I was tougher than I thought. You fix things, Ethan, he'd tell me. Cars, problems, whatever. You figure it out. I'm trying to channel that now, treat this mess like a busted transmission, take it apart, see what's salvageable, rebuild from there. But man, it's hard when the person breaking you is the one you promised forever to. Something else is bugging me. Sarah's been weirder lately, not just snappy but nervous. She's checking her phone more, jumping when I walk in the room. Last night, she got a call while we were watching TV, stepped outside to take it. I heard her voice through the window, low and tense, saying, "I'll handle it, okay? Just give me time." Could be work, could be something else. I don't know, and I'm trying not to care, but it's another piece of the puzzle I'm not sure I want to solve. Tomorrow, I'm starting to move small stuff to the new place, just clothes and books for now. Things Sarah won't miss. I'm telling her I'm working late, which isn't a total lie. I've got a bike rebuild keeping me at the garage till 8 most nights. The plan's to be fully out in 10 days, maybe less if I can swing it. I keep thinking about Thanksgiving, Sarah's laugh, Roger's knee slap, the way they made me feel like nothing. But I'm not nothing. I fix things, like Dad said. And right now, the thing I'm fixing is me. Anybody out there got advice on handling the guilt? I know I'm doing the right thing, but pretending everything's fine while I plan to leave, it's messing with my head. How do you stay focused when you're this close to freedom? I understand you'd like me to continue and complete the story, providing the remaining chapters 4 through 7, as per your request for at least 7 chapters, each at least 3,000 characters. Since you've asked to finish this story, I'll proceed with writing each chapter one at a time. As you've instructed, write each chapter at a time, starting with chapter 4 below. I'll follow your guidelines. The story will be less than 60% similar to the original, written in the first person as a simple American man, detailed without abbreviations, paraphrased to preserve meaning but feel distinct, prepared for AI voiceover clarity, and free of errors. Each chapter will introduce fresh developments and lead to a unique outcome for Ethan, distinct from the original's resolution, while maintaining the reflective tone. After chapter 4, I'll pause for your feedback before continuing with chapters 5, 6, and 7 unless you specify otherwise. Chapter 4. The Storm Breaks. I'm Ethan Caldwell, 29, a mechanic from Columbus, Ohio, piecing my life back together after my wife, Sarah, shattered my trust. It's been a month since she mocked my stammer at her family's Thanksgiving dinner, turning me into a laughingstock for her dad, Roger, her brother, Nate, and her friend Jenna. Worse, I found videos she'd been taking of me tripping over words, sharing them with captions like speech malfunction. I'm leaving her, no question, but I'm doing it careful, like rebuilding an engine, one part at a time. I thought I had this under control, but something shifted, and it's pushing things faster than I planned. My plan's been humming along. I've got a new apartment lined up, a 1-bedroom near Tommy's Auto, where I work fixing cars and bikes. Signed the lease last week, and I've been sneaking stuff there, clothes, tools, my dad's old fishing rods, when Sarah's out. I've moved $1,500 to a separate account, small chunks from our joint one, enough to cover first month's rent but not enough to tip her off. My lawyer, Carla, keeps me steady, says I'm doing everything right, documenting finances, copying papers, acting normal at home. I'm still on the couch, claiming back pain, and Sarah's too wrapped up in her marketing job or her phone to notice I'm half gone already. Work's my safe spot. Tommy's Auto is busy, with a big custom bike project keeping me late. Tommy doesn't care about my stammer, just that I can make a Harley purr. I'm saving every extra dollar, and my coworkers, guys like Derek, who's been my buddy since high school, keep me grounded. Derek's the only one who knows what's going on, swore to keep it quiet. He's been helping me haul boxes to the storage unit, cracking jokes to keep my spirits up. You're gonna be fine, man, he says. New place, new start. Screw her. I want to believe him. But things got messy fast. Remember how I mentioned Sarah's job at Caldwell and Company, the marketing firm? My garage services their company cars, and Tommy was griping about their late payments. Then I saw that email on Sarah's laptop about discrepancies in her expense reports, and Tommy told me she's been charging personal miles to the company. Well, yesterday it blew up. I'm at the shop, wrist deep in a transmission, when Tommy calls me over. Says Paul, the office manager at Caldwell, came by in person. They pulled records on Sarah's car. Turns out she's been logging hundreds of miles as client visits that don't match up. Weekend drives to her parents' place, shopping trips, even a jaunt to Cincinnati for a concert. Paul's talking fraud, says they're auditing everyone now because of her. I don't know what to say, just mumble something about staying out of it. Tommy gives me a look, like he knows it's personal, but doesn't push. Thing is, I didn't report her, didn't have to. Her own sloppiness did her in. But I'm not naive. This could come back on me. If Sarah thinks I snitched, she'll flip. I tell Carla about it later, over coffee at her office. She leans back, scribbles a note. This strengthens your position, she says. If she's facing consequences at work, it's her doing, not yours. Keep your nose clean. I nod, but my stomach's churning. I just want out, not a war. Home's a minefield now. Sarah's on edge, worse than before. She's snapping at everything, burnt toast, a late delivery guy, me breathing too loud. Last night, she's pacing the living room, phone in hand, muttering about idiots at work screwing her over. I ask what's up, keeping it light, and she glares like I'm the enemy. Don't act like you care, Ethan. You wouldn't get it. Then she grabs her keys and bolts, saying she's crashing at Jenna's. I'm left with the TV humming and a sinking feeling she knows something's coming. I'm starting to piece together the bigger picture. Those calls she takes outside, the way she jumps when her phone pings, it's not just work stress. I'm not snooping, swear I'm not, but I overhear things. Like Tuesday, she's on the balcony, whispering, I'll fix it, just chill. Sounds like she's covering something, maybe with Jenna or Roger. I don't care who, honestly, just another reason to keep moving. I'm packing more each day. Books, my toolbox, a framed photo of me and Dad from a fishing trip. The apartment's starting to look empty, but Sarah's too distracted to notice. I keep replaying Thanksgiving, not just the mockery but the moments before, when I thought we were okay. Sarah smiling in the car, singing along to the radio. Was it all fake? Or did something change, make her turn cruel? I think about my stammer, how it's worse when I'm nervous, like around Roger's loudmouth interruptions. Sarah used to say she didn't mind, but now I'm seeing every time she'd finish my sentences, not to help but to hurry me up. It wasn't love, it was control. And those videos? They're proof she saw me as a flaw to fix, not a person to love. The new place is real now. I stopped by yesterday, got the keys from Mike. It's bare, scratched hardwood, a leaky faucet, but it's mine. I stood in the empty living room, picturing a couch, my records on a shelf, no one judging how I talk. Felt like I could breathe for the first time in weeks. I'm planning the final move for next week, when Sarah's got a work conference in Cleveland. She mentioned it last night, all excited about networking. I'm thinking that's my window, pack the last of my stuff, split the joint account fair, leave a note, and go. Carla says it's solid, long as I keep it civil. But there's this nagging guilt. I'm not the bad guy here. Sarah betrayed me, humiliated me, but lying to her face, smiling while I planned to leave, it's heavy. I'm not built for this. Dad raised me to be straight up, fix what's broken. But some things can't be fixed, and Sarah's one of them. I keep telling myself I'm not running. I'm choosing me. Still, I catch myself wondering if I could have done something different, made her see me as enough. Tomorrow, I'm dropping off more stuff at the apartment and meeting Derek for a beer. He's been my rock, says I'm tougher than I think. I'm starting to believe him. The lease on our place ends in 10 days, and I'm not signing again. Sarah's about to find out what it's like without me, and I'm betting she won't laugh then. For now, I'm just keeping my head down, turning the wrench, waiting for the moment I can finally speak my truth clear, steady, no stammer in sight. Anybody been through this kind of double life, planning an escape while keeping the peace? How do you shake the feeling you're doing something wrong, even when you know you're right? I'm Ethan Caldwell, 29, a mechanic from Columbus, Ohio, and I'm on the verge of breaking free. It's been 5 weeks since my wife, Sarah, humiliated me at her family's Thanksgiving, mimicking my stammer for laughs while her dad, Roger, her brother, Nate, and her friend Jenna ate it up. Then I found her secret stash of videos, me struggling to speak, captioned like I'm a glitchy computer, shared for kicks. I've been planning my escape ever since, moving money, packing my life into a storage unit, and lining up a new apartment. I thought I'd have more time, but the universe had other plans, and I just pulled the trigger. Everything's been building to this. My lawyer, Carla, kept me focused. Act normal, document everything. Don't let Sarah see it coming. I've been sleeping on the couch, blaming a bad back, while I siphoned $2,000 to a new account. Small transfers, nothing to raise flags. Our joint account's still got enough for bills, so Sarah's clueless. I've moved most of my stuff, tools, clothes, my dad's fishing rods, to my new place, a one-bedroom near Tommy's Auto, where I fix cars. The lease there's signed, keys in hand. I've been ready, just waiting for the right moment. Turned out, that moment was yesterday. Sarah's work mess set it off. She's at Caldwell and Company, a marketing firm, and my garage services their cars. I'd heard she was logging personal miles as business, shopping runs, trips to Roger's place, after seeing an email about discrepancies in her expense reports. Last week, their office manager, Paul, confirmed it. Hundreds of miles didn't add up. Yesterday morning, Sarah's pacing our apartment, phone glued to her ear, voice sharp. "It's a misunderstanding," she's saying. "I'll sort it out." She doesn't know I'm listening from the kitchen, stirring coffee I'm too wired to drink. When she leaves for work, face tight, I know she's in deep. That's when I hear about her conference. She'd mentioned a work trip to Cleveland, some big marketing summit, but I didn't know it was this week. Over lunch, she texts me, "Heading to Cleveland tomorrow, back Sunday. Don't wait up." My heart skips. This is it, my window. I call Carla, tell her I'm ready to move out while Sarah's gone. She runs through the checklist. Split the joint account 50-50, leave a note. Nothing emotional, just facts. "You're doing this right, Ethan," she says. "Stay calm." I hang up, hands shaking, but not from nerves, from something else. Relief, maybe. I don't waste time. After work, I rent a small moving truck. Nothing fancy, just enough for my mattress, a chair, and the last of my boxes. Derek, my buddy from the garage, meets me at the apartment. Sarah's already left for Cleveland. Her location app says she's halfway there. We work fast, hauling my stuff out in under 2 hours. I take what's mine, my toolbox, books, a lamp I got at a flea market. Joint stuff, like the couch we picked out together, the TV stays. I grab my old acoustic guitar, the one I haven't played since Dad died, and leave Sarah's jewelry box on the counter, untouched. The place looks half empty, but I'm not here to wreck her life, just to save mine. Before I go, I split the money. Our joint account's got $4,200. Bills are paid, so I transfer $2,100 to my new one, leave the rest for her. Carla says it's fair, legal, no question. I clean up, vacuum the rug, even wipe down the fridge. Weird, maybe, but I want it clear I'm not running away messy. I'm leaving deliberate. Then I write the note, just like Carla said. On a plain sheet of paper, I print. "Sarah, I've moved out and will be filing for divorce. Please contact my lawyer, Carla Thompson, for any communication." Her info is below. I've taken half our joint funds and my personal belongings. Ethan. No anger, no blame. I leave it on the kitchen table, next to her coffee mug, and lock the door behind me. By 9 that night, I'm at my new place. Derek helps me unload, cracks a beer to celebrate. "You did it, man," he says, clapping my shoulder. "You're free." I nod, but it doesn't feel real yet. The apartment's bare, mattress on the floor, boxes stacked against the wall, but it's quiet. No Sarah's sighs, no phone pings, just me and the hum of a new fridge. I sit on the mattress, strum my guitar for the first time in years. The chords are rusty, but they come, steady like my breath. My stammer's quiet tonight, like it knows I'm finally safe. Then I find something else. While unpacking, I dig into our cloud drive one last time, making sure I've got my photos backed up. There's a new folder, not mine, Sarah's, labeled work stuff. I shouldn't look, but I do. It's not work. It's texts backed up from her phone, between her and Nate. They're not just mocking me, they're lying to Roger and Diane. Sarah's been telling them I'm unstable, that my stammer's getting worse, that she's worried I might quit my job. Nate's in on it, saying they should protect her if I snap. There's even a message where she tells Jenna she's been padding her hours at work, billing clients for stuff she never did. It's not just me she's playing, her whole life's a con. I forward it all to Carla, every screenshot. She calls me an hour later, voice calm but firm. "This is gold, Ethan. If she tries to fight the divorce, this shows her character. Save it, but don't use it unless we need to." I agree, but it's a gut punch. Sarah didn't just betray me, she's been building a story where I'm the problem, maybe to justify her crap to everyone else. I think about Dad, how he'd wait for my words, never judging. "You're enough, Ethan," he'd say. I'm holding on to that, because Sarah's lies can't touch it. The lease on our old place ends in a week, and I've already emailed the landlord, copying Sarah, saying I won't renew. She's got no warning I'm gone, not till she gets back Sunday. I'm expecting her to blow up my phone, maybe show up here, but I'm ready. I've changed my direct deposit at work, locked down my accounts, even told Tommy I'm moving for personal reasons. He doesn't pry, just says I've got a job as long as I want it. Derek's got my back, too, says he'll run interference if Sarah tries anything. I'm lying in my new place now, guitar across my chest, thinking about what's next. The divorce papers are drafted, Carla's filing Monday. I'm not looking for revenge, just peace. But I keep circling back to Thanksgiving, Sarah's fake stutter, Roger's laugh, the way I smiled through it. Never again. I'm done being the guy who takes it. My stammer's still here, but it's not who I am. I'm the guy who fixes things, and I'm fixing this, one clean break at a time. Anybody out there know how to handle the quiet after you make a big move like this? It's freeing, but it's weird, too, like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm Ethan Caldwell, 29, a mechanic from Columbus, Ohio, and I just took back my life. 6 weeks ago, my wife, Sarah, mocked my stammer at her family's Thanksgiving, turning me into a joke for her dad, Roger, her brother, Nate, and her friend Jenna. Then I found videos she'd recorded of me tripping over words, shared with cruel captions for laughs. I moved out last week while she was at a work conference in Cleveland, split our money fair, left a note, and started fresh in a new apartment. I thought I was ready for what had come next, but Sarah's reaction hit harder and weirder than I expected. My new place is starting to feel like home. It's a one-bedroom near Tommy's Auto, where I fix cars and bikes. The walls are bare, but I've got my dad's fishing rods in the corner, my guitar by the couch, and a stack of records I'm finally playing again. Work's keeping me steady. Tommy's got me on a big custom chopper project, and my buddy Derek's been over, helping me unpack, saying I'm tougher than I look. My stammer's still there, but it's quieter, like the weight of Sarah's judgment is gone. I'm sleeping better, eating real meals, even strumming old Dylan tunes at night. Feels like I'm waking up after a long fog. But Sarah came back Sunday, and all hell broke loose. I'd left a note saying I was gone, filing for divorce, and to talk through my lawyer, Carla. Figured she'd call, text, maybe yell, but I wasn't ready for what she did. Monday morning, I'm at the garage, under a Mustang, when Derek shouts, "Ethan, you better get out here." I crawl out, grease on my hands, and see Sarah storming across the lot, eyes wild, hair messy like she didn't sleep. Customers are staring, Tommy's at the door, and I feel my throat tighten, not from my stammer, but from knowing this is gonna be ugly. She doesn't ease in. "You son of a bitch," she screams, loud enough for the whole block. "You think you can just vanish, take my money, and ruin me?" I wipe my hands on a rag, try to stay calm. "Sarah, I left a note. It's done. Talk to my lawyer." My voice is steady, no trip-ups, which surprises me. She's not having it. Says I stole from her, set her up at work, planned this to humiliate her. Says her job's on the line, her firm, Caldwell and Company, audited her for fudging miles on their car, and she's suspended pending review. "You did this," she yells, pointing. "You told them." "I didn't, but I don't argue." The truth's messier, she logged personal trips as business, got caught because her own sloppiness piled up. I'd heard about it through Tommy, seen hints on her laptop, but I never snitched. Doesn't matter, she's rewriting it, making me the villain. A small crowd's forming, guys from the shop, a couple waiting for an oil change. I feel my stammer tickle, but I breathe slow, like Dad taught me when I get stuck. "Sarah, I took half what was ours, left the rest. I'm not fighting you. Go home." She laughs, bitter, says, "Home? You screwed me on the lease, too. I can't afford it alone." That's when Derek steps in, tells her to cool it or leave. Tommy's behind him, arms crossed, saying this ain't the place. Sarah's not done, though. She pulls out her phone, starts waving it. "You think you're so innocent? I've got proof you're nothing without me." I'm braced for one of her videos, me stammering, but instead she plays a voicemail I left her years ago, drunk after a fight, slurring about how I'd be lost without her. It's embarrassing, sure, but it's old, and it doesn't land like she thinks. The crowd's just confused. I shrug, say, "That was then. I'm good now." No stutter, clear as day. Something shifts in her. The anger cracks, and she starts begging. "Ethan, please, we can fix this. I messed up, okay? Work's falling apart." Dad's furious. "I know I was awful at Thanksgiving." Her voice breaks, tears streaking her face. For a second, I see the Sarah I met at that bar, dancing to Thunder Road, laughing at my bad jokes. But then I remember the videos, her text with Nate, lying to her parents that I'm unstable to cover her own crap. I shake my head. "You don't get to rewrite this, Sarah. You made your choice. I'm making mine." I turn, walk back to the Mustang, and slide under it. Derek escorts her out, she's sobbing, but she goes. The shop's quiet after, but the guys give me space. Tommy claps my shoulder later, says, "You handled that like a man." Derek buys me a burger after work, tells me I looked badass. I laugh, but inside, I'm rattled. Not because I doubt myself, I don't, but because it's real now. Sarah knows I'm gone, and there's no going back. My phone's been silent since, no texts, no calls. Carla says Sarah's lawyer reached out, asking for a meeting, but we're holding firm, no contact except through legal channels. The divorce papers are filed, and I'm expecting a fight, but I've got proof, her videos, her texts, even her work lies, if she pushes dirty. What's weird is what I found out later. Derek's girlfriend, who knows Jenna, says Sarah's been spinning a story. I'm the one who lost it, left her high and dry, maybe even sabotaged her job. Jenna's buying it, but Nate's starting to waver, told Roger he thinks Sarah's exaggerating. Even Diane, her mom, called me Tuesday, left a voicemail saying she's sorry about Thanksgiving, didn't know about the videos. I didn't call back, don't need their pity, but it's strange, watching her world crack while mine's starting to hold. I'm finding something new, too. Tommy's been letting me use the garage after hours for a side project. I'm fixing up an old Yamaha for a community center nearby. They want to start a program teaching kids basic mechanics. I said I'd help. Maybe show a few teens how to change oil, fix a chain. First session's next week, and I'm nervous, not about my stammer, but about explaining stuff clear. Derek says I'll be fine, that kids don't judge like adults do. I'm hoping he's right. It's not much, but it feels like a step, like I'm building something Sarah can't touch. I keep thinking about that moment at the garage, Sarah waving her phone, trying to drag me down. I didn't buckle, didn't stammer. Just stood my ground. Dad would have been proud. He always said I could fix anything if I took my time. I'm fixing me now, piece by piece. Sarah's fallout, her job, her lies, it's hers to carry. I'm just focused on what's ahead. My place, my work, those kids waiting to learn something I'm good at. Anybody dealt with someone trying to rewrite your story when you leave? How do you keep moving forward when they're still throwing punches? I'm Ethan Caldwell, 29, a mechanic from Columbus, Ohio, and I've finally found my footing. It's been 3 months since I walked away from my marriage to Sarah, who mocked my stammer at her family's Thanksgiving and recorded videos of me struggling to speak, sharing them with her dad, Roger, her brother, Nate, and her friend Jennifer laughs. I moved out during her work conference, split our money, left a note, and started over in a new apartment. Sarah's fallout, her job troubles, her lies, came fast, and our divorce is nearly done. I thought closure would feel louder, but it's quiet, steady, like an engine finally running smooth. Life's different now, better in ways I didn't expect. My apartment's no palace, leaky faucet still drips, neighbor's dog barks at dawn, but it's mine. I've got a second-hand couch, my dad's fishing rods on the wall, and a shelf for my vinyl records, spinning Springsteen or Cash most nights. My guitar's out of its case, and I'm teaching myself chords again, slow but sure. Work at Tommy's Auto keeps me busy, with that custom chopper project almost done. My stammer's still part of me, comes out when I'm tired or stressed, but it doesn't rule me anymore. I'm not hiding it, and that's new. The divorce wrapped up faster than I thought. Carla, my lawyer, was a rock. Sarah fought at first, claimed I'd stolen her money, even tried saying I'd sabotaged her job at Caldwell and Company, where she got fired for fudging company car miles. But I had proof, screenshots of her videos, texts where she lied to her parents about me being unstable, emails showing her padding work hours. Carla didn't even need to use most of it. Sarah's lawyer backed off once they saw we weren't bluffing. We settled last week. I kept my truck, my tools, half the joint account. She got the apartment lease and whatever we'd bought together. Papers are signed, and I'm officially free. Sarah's world took a hit, from what I hear. Derek's girlfriend, who still talks to Jenna, says Sarah moved in with Roger and Diane for a bit, couldn't afford rent alone. She's got a new job now, some low-level office gig, nothing like her marketing days. Roger stopped threatening to sue me. Guess he figured out Sarah wasn't the victim she claimed. Nate's gone quiet, but Diane sent me a letter a month ago, handwritten, apologizing for not speaking up at Thanksgiving. Said she didn't know about the videos till later, feels guilty for letting Sarah and Roger run the show. I didn't write back, not out of anger, just don't need to revisit it. That chapter's closed. What's opened my eyes is this new thing I'm doing. I mentioned fixing up an old Yamaha for a community center near the garage. They wanted to start a program teaching teens basic mechanics. I volunteered, thinking it'd be a one-off, but it's grown into something bigger. First session was 2 weeks after Sarah's meltdown at the shop, when she stormed in, yelling, playing old voicemails to shame me. I held my ground then, didn't stammer, told her we were done. That moment stuck with me, not because I won, but because I felt solid, like I could handle whatever came next. Turns out, I can. The community center gigs every Wednesday now. I'm teaching 5 kids, ages 14 to 17, how to fix bikes, change tires, adjust brakes, clean a carburetor. They're a mixed bunch, some quiet, some cocky, all curious. First day, I was nervous, thought my stammer might trip me up explaining torque or chain tension. But I took it slow, used my hands to show what words couldn't, and the kids didn't care if I paused mid-sentence. One of them, Marcus, a lanky 15-year-old with a quick laugh, said, "You talk like my uncle, takes his time, but it's worth hearing." Meant more than he knew. Marcus's mom, Lena, runs the center's programs. She's not a friend, not like that. I'm nowhere near ready for dating, but she's someone I respect. She's got this calm way of talking, never rushes you, and she's been asking for my input on expanding the mechanics class. Says the kids look up to me, see a guy who's good at something real. Last week, she brought coffee to the garage, sat with me during a break, and we talked about growing up in Ohio, how fixing things makes more sense than breaking them. It's not deep, just easy, and it's nice to have someone hear me without judging. My stammer's not gone, but it's different now. Teaching's helped. When I'm showing a kid how to true a wheel, I'm focused, and the words come clearer. Tommy noticed, too. He's letting me use the shop for extra sessions, even tossed in some spare parts for the kids' bikes. Derek's been hyping me up, says I'm like Mr. Miyagi with a wrench. I laugh it off, but it feels good, like I'm building something that matters. The kids don't know my story, don't need to. They just know I'm the guy who shows up, explains why a bolt's gotta be tight but not too tight, and listens when they talk about their own stuff. I think about Sarah sometimes, not with anger, just a kind of wonder. How'd we get from dancing in that bar to her laughing at my voice? I'll never know, and I'm okay with that. Her life's hers now, her job loss, her family's doubts, her scramble to start over. I don't wish her harm, don't need to. My world's bigger than her mistakes. Carla says I'm lucky. Some divorces drag years, but mine's done clean. I kept what's mine, my pride, my work, my dad's belief that I'm enough. Last night, I was at the center, cleaning up after class. Marcus stayed late, wanted to finish tuning his bike's gears. We worked side by side, radio playing low, just the clink of tools and his questions about spark plugs. When he got it right, his grin was huge, and I felt it too, like I'd fixed something bigger than a bike. Driving home, I caught myself humming, windows down, cool air on my face. My stammer didn't show up once that evening, not because it's cured, but because I wasn't afraid of it. I'm not saying life's perfect. The apartment's heat is spotty, and I burned my first attempt at chili last week. But I'm moving forward. The garage, the kids, Lena's coffee chats, they're pieces of something new. Dad used to say I could fix anything if I took my time, and he was right. I fixed me, not by erasing my stammer, but by building a life where it's just a detail, not the story. Sarah's laugh, Roger's smirk, those videos, they're fading, like a bad song you can't quite hear anymore. To anybody who's followed this mess from the start, thanks. You've been out there, cheering for a guy you don't know, and it helped. I'm good now, not because I won, but because I'm free to be me, grease on my hands, guitar in my lap, teaching kids to fix what's broken. That's enough. Anybody out there found their way after a big reset like this? What's it like, building something new from the ground up?